Hi, it's Elaine with MCPS Technology. Let's explore a rubric tool called Orange Slice. This is an add-on in Google Docs that can really improve your workflow because it helps you create rubrics that you can use again and again in your Google Docs assignments, and it also interfaces beautifully with Google Classroom. I've created a brand new Google Doc and I've called it Orange Slice Reflection Rubric Template. Wow, that's a long title, but I did that so that I'd be able to find it again because I'll be copying and pasting this rubric into all my journal assignments. Now, whether you're an English teacher or social studies or any subject, any kind of assignment that you do through Google Docs, you can use an Orange Slice rubric for. And like I said before, it will really improve your workflow and help you assess student work more quickly and efficiently. I'd like to just take you through the steps of building a rubric, but of course you'll want to get in there and dig into all the things that this tool can do. First of all, you'll need to add Orange Slice if you don't already have it. It's an add-on, so that means it lives here when you're in Google Docs. You go to the Add-ons tab and then click Get Add-ons. You can search Orange Slice. It will come right up. Notice there's a teacher rubric and also a student one. The student one is relatively new and allows students to give each other peer feedback. I haven't really worked with that one very much, but I have some colleagues who really like it. I already have the teacher rubric, but if you don't have it, instead of manage here, it will say free, and you just click on that button and it will download the add-on. It may ask you for some permissions the first time you do it, so just make sure that you click on whatever it asks you to do. Then you can go up to add-ons and you'll see that you have the Orange Slice Teacher Rubric tool and just click on Score Rubric. Then you're ready to start building your rubric. Notice it's already placed a place in my document for the grade. So really all you have to do is go through these steps on the right to build your rubric. I'm going to take you through those just briefly because I think that will increase your comfort level when you go to build yours. The first decision you'll need to make is your performance levels. Do you want them descending or ascending? I typically choose descending because I like the highest level to appear first. Then you'll need to choose your performance levels or create your own. This rubric is totally customizable, and that's one of the beautiful things about Orange Slice. You can go with a traditional approach of A, B, C, D, F, or you can use words as your performance levels, even emojis, or you can create your own and be creative. I'm just going to choose the words here. And then you can select the categories for your rubric. So if these categories don't work for you, you can always create your own or even copy a rubric from other places. So I'm just going to choose ideas, conventions, writer's voice, and then I'm going to ask for a blank row so I can add some of my own things. And I'll say create rubric. And just that quickly, a rubric is created for me. So notice I have a blank row here, and I can always add more rows if I like. And as long as I keep this word rubric categories here, as long as I keep that little box, I can really change any of this. So like I said before, it's completely customizable. I have one more category that I want to add here on reflection. So I've copied this from another rubric that I've created previously. And so now I have all the categories that I want here. Okay. So I can click on Score Rubric and it will take me to the next step. So I have to choose my rubric type. And typically, if I'm going to give a grade, then I want to choose an analysis type rubric. The competency and holistic rubric types are really designed to give feedback during the process of a project, like on a draft to show where a student stands, because it looks at an average of what you've selected instead of giving a grade for each criterion separately. And so you might want to check those out at some point. But for now, I'm just going to choose analysis because I do intend to give a number grade for this. For total points, you can really put anything here that you like. How much is the assignment worth? But because I typically use 100 points in Google Classroom for my assignments, I'm just going to choose 100 points. And notice it gives you some hints in here. These are hints about grading, but you'll definitely want to read those. So if I click on grades, so I can go to the next step, then here's a part that used to confuse me a little bit. So I want to take you through this. So notice it says 0 to 25 points, and that's because I have 4 categories. So those 4 categories at their highest level would equal 100 points. So that would mean that beside great here, I need to put 25 points. And so just make sure that you use these and fill these out in descending order so that it will make sense when your rubric is finished. So for good, then that would be 20 points. Then I would go down to 15 for average, and then 10 for needs more, and then for not ready, only 5 points. I can also make choices about whether I want to weight my categories or my performance levels. So that would mean if I decided that writer's voice was worth more than reflection or conventions, then I might want to use weighted categories. So again, you might want to get in here and play with some of these things and to see if that's what you want to do. But for now, I'm just going to stick with not weighted. So what that will mean is that everything is worth the same. And then I can click finished, and really I'm ready. Notice it adds the points up here. And so I can stretch these out. If I don't like the way this looks, I can stretch it out a little bit. I can make this look a little prettier. Okay, so I'm ready now to start using this rubric. So I'm going to copy this. I'm going to highlight the whole thing, including this part down here, because that's what makes the grade happen. I'm going to use Control C. And I've made another Google Doc with one of my journal entries. And I'm going to paste this rubric into my journal entry. The reason I'm doing that is if it's already there, then when I push this out to students in Google Classroom and give each student his own copy, then I have already placed a copy of the rubric there. That keeps me from having to copy and paste that rubric every time I grade. So that saves me steps. I'll show you what that means in just a few moments. I'm just going to bump this down to the next page to give my students plenty of room to type their journal entry answer. So I'm now ready to put this assignment in Google Classroom. And I'm going to make a different video to show you what that looks like when you use that in Google Classroom and you actually grade an assignment. But before I go, I do want to point out to you that under add-ons and Orange Slice, there are some extra links that you can go to. There's FAQs and feedback and also instructional videos. So if you're still confused, you need more help, this is a great place to go. And of course, you can come find me if you're watching this and you're a CHS teacher, you can always come find me and I will definitely help you. That's Orange Slice. I'm excited about you using this, and don't forget to watch the next video about how to deploy it in Google Classroom.